started at the start. It didn't start at the start. Oh, shit. Welcome, everybody. Hang on a second. We'll start this properly. Let's go now. Oh, goodness me, Adam. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Welcome back to the League of Inches live show. Facebook, YouTube viewers, we appreciate every one of you out there. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you're hitting that subscribe button as well. It goes a long way of helping us grow and just supporting that page a little bit further. Huge episode tonight, so we're going to get into things pretty much rapid fire. Introducing the boys first. I obviously need to go to Adam first because of what's doing there.
Bit of a double barrel. Look, I've decided I'm never coming on this show again and showing my hair. So I've decided to don the headgear this week. It's a bit too warm for a beanie after last week. So this is what I've gone with this week. We'll see what we can come up with next week. That's part one. Part two is it gone to a tribute to Jackson Hastings, also known as DCE's mate. Look, I know we're going to get into it a bit later, but he's a legend of Newcastle. You know, he took him on a 10-game winning streak. A 10-game winning streak. That was incredible. And then he's been dropped after 2 games. That's just ridiculous. I know Jeremy's not happy about it, but we'll get to that later. So just a bit of a double barrel. But look, I'm currently that sweaty in this thing. I've had on for about 30 seconds. I won't be lasting long, but I'll see what other hats I have laying around.
And to be honest with you, I feel like there was a little bit of a dig there again at the Newcastle Knights, and it's been about a minute into the show. I'll give you it because the ending to last week's show was quite intense in a very good way. So no worries there. Jez is in the house once again. How is things, Jez?
Still trying to fathom what happened on Tuesday when that team list got announced, and then all the rumors that have come post that, and people missing training but not missing training, not wanting to go home but do go home. People wearing coward caps on live streams just to shout out to their mate. It's all happening. It's all happening. And as I've said, they've dropped the Wong bloke, so we'll get into it.
Mika, you basically have run onto the screen and made it late. So sorry, apologies everyone. We're putting Mika in the mud here, and it was his fault. Mika, how's things?
Yeah, good. I was just busy visiting me nan, and I got distracted for too long. So, but I'm here.
You are.
Wait,
you
Adam said you're at karate. His story was better.
After karate, I stopped to see me nan, who's now 90.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Try and do it when I'm in the area.
Saying anything now. So well done. I love family first, obviously family first. Comments are starting to come in, so bring it on, guys. Oh, look out. Yeah, there is going to be some stuff going on tonight, guys. So make sure you're tuning in because we were going to get to some big things. There is a quiz about to come up. But first of all, what caught our eye this week? We obviously started this last week. It can be either footy related or unfooty related or non-footy related, I should say. I will go to Mika first, just down in his beer. What stuck out for you this week, Mika?
I have 2 things. One's really quick. The other one's not. Well, could be. The forced penalty in the Parramatta game was the greatest thing I've ever seen in rugby league. I have been carrying on about this for so long. And for those who don't know, I've always said, if you're a defending team and a player commits an obstruction or a shepherd, you know how they always stop or they dive down and just wait, and then the defending team puts their hands on them, and then it's like, oh, okay, we'll just let you get away with it. If you're the defending team and you don't touch them, the referee is forced to blow the penalty for obstruction or voluntary tackle. And Parramatta did it. And most of the time it's when you defend in your own line. So Parramatta got the ball back instead of defending their line for another full set of 6. The referee didn't want to blow the penalty. It took so long, but he had to. And it was so good. And I don't know why every team isn't coached to do it. You're basically just giving away the ball if you don't.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant to see. I loved how the chat went off when it happened too. You were so pumped.
We've
been talking about this for years. Don't touch the bloke. Just don't touch him.
It's not that hard, is it?
No.
So, that was the biggest thing.
So just before your next one, was that your short one or was that your long one?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you leave time for the second one or what?
No, that was the long one. The other one was I I had my anniversary for the day I met my wife of 18 years early this week, so that was pretty cool too. Not as cool as the obstruction penalty, though.
Do you want to
Oh,
tell us?
that's-
Do you want to tell us what classy restaurant you took her to?
No, it was not a. Oh yeah, we went to Guzman.
Shout out to
18 years.
shout out to Guzman
new
Gomez
breakfast
if they're
burrito.
looking to sponsor anyone. Just let us know.
Yeah, please. Free burritos
Oh.
for life would make me a very happy man, and my wife would be very happy with that too.
Can I go next, Joel? Because it's
yes.
of similar ilk.
Yeah, I was going to throw to you.
Well, my wife and I are celebrating 3 years marriage today. So just a little nod to the most supportive one out there. So thank you to her. She's currently at work, keeping those sick babies alive on you. The thing that stood out for me was the Brisbane Broncos announcing their retro jersey. Oh, my goodness. They've brought the diamonds back. And it looks spectacular. Fairly sure it has a collar too. So I'm really looking forward to them officially announcing that jersey, because I think if you're a Brisbane fan or even just a rugby league fan, you should be lining up to go and buy one of those because they look schmick.
You kind of stole mine, so I'm going to quickly come up with something else. Adam, I honestly just can't take you seriously right now. Every time I'm trying not to look at you because I just crack up. Come on, give us your first one of this year, basically.
Yeah,
you missed last week.
Following on from those two guys, I separated 2 years of being separate. No, I'm just joking. No, my fitting thing this week was it was off the field, but what I've noticed is how many flogs there are currently in the game. How many blokes just don't know how to handle themselves away from the football field. And I guess it comes to fans as well. You know, the whole Jerome LOI carry on, how he got away with it and the way that Penrith fans will accept it. But Latrell Mitchell, like I want to, I know we're going to talk about it later. I want to like the bloke. I like everything he stands up for. And I know he's so passionate about things he stand up for. And I think we all had his back when he kind of went into fight for Ezra, and he's just carried on like an absolute fucking pork chop, which has encouraged other fans to carry on like pork chop. So what I've noticed is this week is there's this a lot of personalities need to be tamed a bit off the field.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one. So first of all, Jez, I agree with you about the Broncos jersey. That is a thing of absolute beauty. This one I'll change to it is the referees. How Jerome Hughes has got suspended for this, I will never know, because the referee needs to get out of the absolute way, for my opinion. Like, what are they doing in the play?
He pushed him. I called it.
Mate, what's he doing there?
Get out of the way.
In the way.
Get out of the defensive line.
100%.
Stop. He's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. Yes, the referee is in the way.
The ref or Jerome?
Jerome.
The other coward cat wearing wanker, Jerome. Now, obviously the ref can't get out of the way, but all Jerome has to do is run into him, not push him, and they don't score a try anyway. So the fact he come to and pushed him was a stupid decision.
He took a gamble and he lost. He ran straight at him before he even knew where that defender. You watch the replay from a bit more of a lead up than the clip you see on the internet at the moment. He runs straight at him and he knew exactly what he was doing. And he actually didn't even need to run in that direction when you watch it, because old mate started to move and his direction should have changed if he was legit.
So should Jerome have hit the ground? So, you know, I called it in the Knights game. There was two of them, and I called it for both teams. You know, when a defensive player comes in contact and they die? So should Jerome have done that? And would he have got the penalty?
But he doesn't have to anymore. It's not a penalty. He doesn't have to do it. He just has to...
You ruined my joke, Adam.
Impede it. I know, your joke was shit. All right. I'm not in the mood for
I'm
your
sick of
game.
people dying. They get hit and they die. Oh, penalty.
I love how this is what caught my eye for the week, and I respected everyone else's. I let them all go, and the two Martin brothers can't handle it and just need to get involved and just try and put someone down on this show. And I'm actually getting over it. So send your resumes through, guys, if you want to take over one of the Martin brothers. At this rate, they're not going to last the episode. But anyway, Jez, you're safe at the moment. I feel for you at the moment. Nice doing it tough.
Thanks, mate.
Let's get on to the quiz. Sorry, Noz is right. If he was Jerome LOI, he can basically punch a referee in the head repeatedly and he still wouldn't get a suspension. It's okay to do. And Penrith fans, you know it's true, so don't come at us again this week, please. Okay, the quiz. So I've got 9 questions, so 3 each for all you boys. I've already got it all written out, so it's not about who's getting what. Who wants to go first? Because then I'm just going to go clockwise, and I've written them all in random order, so it's not going to be a specialized
I thought we were
question
going
for
to.
each person.
I thought we were going to buzz in. I was getting my.
Just let me
My
get
buzzer
Google ready.
Nah, it's too hard to do that because if like someone's got slower internet connection or something, it will impact them. So
That's their fucking
I
fault.
think it's a bit harder.
I want to go.
All right, we'll do that.
No, I want to go last.
Adam first.
I want to go last. Start with Michael. Michael, Jeremy, Adam. It was Adam's idea. He gets to go last.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Mika. What was the score in last Thursday's Broncos v Souths game? And this is rapid fire. You got to be quick here because we need to get
No,
through
it
this and
was
get on
like
this.
28-12 or something. 26-12.
Oh,
28-18.
28-18. Oh,
Can we-
just
hang
get
on,
off Google.
Can we steal?
No.
No, get off
no,
my
no
question.
steals.
We'll get 'em
Number 2,
right.
so Jez, who scored the first try in the Penrith v Eels game?
Can we steal?
5,
Can I have a hint?
4, 3,
Number
Joel
9.
2, 1,
Hands.
0. Bam! Last
Ah.
he played 2 minutes at the end. Adam, which
Didn't
player
score?
scored a hat trick last week?
The hammer in the Dolphins game.
Oh, he's got it right. Look out. All right, back to Mika. Which team had a bye last week?
Dolphin. No. Damn it.
First answer incorrect.
It was the Titans, wasn't it?
The Titans.
Yeah, I knew it was up
Jez-
there somewhere.
Jez, what was the score in the Manly versus Roosters game?
Manly won.
Okay, what was the score? 5, 4, 3,
28-16.
21-14 to Manly.
Is this for the
Adam,
win?
This,
Is
this could get you for the win already. Who scored the game-winning? Oh goodness me! Who scored the game-winning try in the Storm versus Warriors game?
That would be Xavier Coates.
He got the
What?
easy
He got
All the
question.
easy ones.
I told you
I would've-
guys to change
would've-
to choose
I
it
would have got
in
the rest.
random.
I would have got the rest anyway. I want a clean sweep.
No.
Go PPI.
Oh, what's the next
Well
one?
done.
Mr. 3 each?
Keep going. I want.
It was three,
go
but
on.
there's no, all right. Here we
Yeah,
go.
let's see if we can.
Mika,
Let's
this
see
is
if
a
we
battle
can.
for second.
This is for pride.
Who's what minute of the game did Townsend kick his field goal?
Oh, it's bath time.
It was. Oh, I don't know. Wasn't it first
Can
half?
can I steal? Can I steal? Was that?
Oh, no, it was-
80?
it
no,
extra
that's
time?
right, yeah.
There's
It
an
was
extra time.
80,
It was
80,
bath time.
80. It was pretty quick. 82nd minute.
Good on ya. You're an absolute freak. Well done. It was 81 minute and 37 seconds. So I think that's technically 82nd minute they call that. So
Yeah.
Jez, who scored the first try in the Dolphins versus Dragons game?
Oh, the hammer.
Yes, he's back. You boys have come late here.
There's a bit of pride.
You know what? I'm going to throw. If Adam gets this question wrong, it's going to go to the tiebreaker, and it's going to be open slather for everyone. I'm changing the rules.
How
here.
about
Who
if
is
Adam gets
second-
it wrong, he wears the coward cap all episode.
Yep, and that as well. He's already getting itchy and it's all getting sweaty. You can see he's uncomfortable. Who is second last on the ladder after round 2?
Second last on the ladder after round 2.
Yeah.
Stop looking at your phone.
Yes, no comments. Don't come in yet. This is a big one.
I'm going through the scores in my head. South Sydney.
Oh, he's got it. He has got it. What a
Now show us your phone.
How's he pulled that
Show
out?
us your phone.
How's he pulled that one out? Well done. Aiden's written the Eels out. What are you talking about? They're not second last. All right, let's get on to some big talking points that'll get everyone talking. I know that. So keep the comments rolling in. You'll get featured on the show as we go. So first off, let's tackle some of the big team changes for this weekend's fixtures. First off, let's talk about the Newcastle Knights. Jack Cogger is in. We've all called for that. What we didn't call for is the player that he has been called in for. Jackson Hastings makes way, and Campbell has kept his spot. So, Jez, I'm going to throw straight to you, being the Knights fan. What?
Live
you
television. This is live television.
Hello, Joel. Are you there?
What happened?
He's gone.
What happened?
He's
Oh,
gone.
no, he's back. He's back. You keep dropping out.
What happened? Oh, do I?
You're back. It's all
Are
right.
you
You're
back?
back. You're back.
Oh, what do you make of the change, Jez, the Knights fan?
Well, they've dropped the wrong bloke. Anyone who's watched the two Knights games could clearly see that Hastings probably wasn't the worst half out of the two. I know that there's, people are saying that Cogger and Hastings are too similar in players, but if someone is consistently making errors over someone else who is playing a pretty similar position, I don't understand how he got dropped. And I think Adam summed it up nicely. He put it into the chat that Gamble must have nudes of Adam O'Brien, because how else has he survived the swinging of the axe and Hastings has been the one that has been to part way? I believe that Hastings in the 10 in a row was much more instrumental in those wins alongside Ponga. Though both halves are not fantastic, Hastings is the better half.
Boys,
I've
rebuttal?
got the long-term answer, is that when the Knights signed Jack Cogger last year, he was to be a 7. They signed him to be the 7, obviously, because of how the Knights were going. You'd have to think that was potentially promised to him. So hence why Hastings is being the first axe. I guess the disappointing thing for Jackson this week is that the Knights play a very understrength Melbourne team. So if they can't get a win, first of all, that's worrying signs for the Knights. But if they do get a win, it's going to create a false illusion of how well the halves played. And Gamble will obviously survive another week. So if Jackson goes and has an absolute blinder in the next 3-4 weeks in New South Wales Cup, you would think a call back into first grade, given the way the Knights have been playing and the draw they've got, wouldn't be too far away anyway.
Yeah, Mika, you had a bit of a say about this one, didn't you? You had with the combination.
Did
I
I?
think so.
Hello.
Did I? What did I say?
You said in the chat you thought it was the combination of Hastings and Cogger wouldn't work as well as two similar players.
Yeah, that's right. I did. I was talking.
You're all right.
Yeah, I was watching NRL 360 last night, so I can't take credit for that opinion. But I saw someone, I can't remember which was, comment and say, because everyone was sort of questioning, going, why wasn't it Gamble? Why isn't Hastings staying? And one of the people on the panel, I think it was one of the players that go on, said, I think you'll find Cogger and Hastings play too similar of a style of game. So to have them both on the field at the same time had a bit of a question mark. I don't really agree with that. I think putting Hastings at 6 would have worked just fine. Because I think Gamble, like we all know, he's the one that's been making mistakes. And I don't know if it's got something to do with the fact that he's younger than Hastings, is he, I presume? Yeah, he's trying to also play for a contract. They've offered him one for next year, and he's turned it down because he's trying to prove that he's worth more. To me, I think that's odd.
Gamble.
Yeah.
That's a massive punt.
Yeah, because I just think he should take. I think it was 300K they mentioned, and he wants to try and play for more. If I'm Gamble, I'm just taking that money and running, because other than that, his only option is going to be Super League. So I don't know if that's got something to do with it. I don't know.
I'll tell you right now my prediction on this. I don't reckon either Gamble or Hastings will be there by the end of this season. I think the halves pairing will be Cogger and Price, and that will be the long-term future for the Newcastle Knights over the next couple of years. So that's my bold prediction on that one. But I don't like if Adam O'Brien's actually been watching the games, surely he can see how deplorable and horrible Gamble has been. Like, it just does not make sense to keep him there at the moment and actively show to pretty much everyone that follows rugby league that you're preferring him over Hastings. Like, Hastings, has he been great? No, not at all. You need to get Cogger in that side, which we keep saying. They've finally done that. But you don't keep the guy that's been performing probably the worst in that team. It's just, I don't know if he's going to be able to help get that team get him any further than where they are at the moment.
Let's just base it off, though. Everything that Adam O'Brien is doing is based off Knights' run last year. Now, if you go back and look at that, Gamble was there for that run the whole time. Hastings missed some game through injury. So that could be the only logical thinking behind it, is the fact that they still won games last year with Gamble there. That's all I've got to say.
I'm all about picking players on form. Like, it's really hard when someone. Yes, he's been in a losing side. It's only round 3, might I add. But yes, he's been in a losing side. I guess that's the expectation from last year, and we're still riding on the coattails of 10 in a row and how well we went when we weren't supposed to. But you have to pick players that are playing well. You can't. If you have to make a change, you are dropping the one that is not performing. You're not dropping the bloke that is being consistent and giving it a crack. Like, it's bizarre.
Can we just highlight what Jeremy said, that that's his one mention of 10 in a row for the night?
Mhm.
He only gets one a night. Okay, he's already mentioned it. You've used it up early, Jeremy.
I feel like
Happy to.
Gamble. I feel like Gamble plays at a bit more speed than Hastings at the moment too. So maybe that's what he's trying to keep in
The
there.
kicking game, though, like, just in comparison as halves, like, I know Gamble's are running 6, but I don't know. I don't have an answer. It just baffles me.
I guess that what's Cogger's coming though. Like Cogger's got the kicking game, so
I think
I don't know.
that's probably the final thing on this one is the fact that they finally put Cogger in. He's the number 7 for that club this year, in my opinion. He will be there for a couple of years to come, I reckon, and he'll provide some stability and he'll free up Kalen Ponga's game. So he's got that part of it right. I just don't know about who he's actually replaced him for. That's probably the final one on.
It's another number 7 gone from the Knights. And that's a long list. That is a very long list of 7s that have been hooked. And not through injury, the curse of the 9. This is the axing of the 7.
Now, the next one's Ilias from South Sydney. Obviously, he has been dropped for Dean Hawkins to come in. Adam, what do we see with this one? I think, in a way, has Ilias become a scapegoat at South Sydney? Because this isn't the first time this has happened. He was dropped last year for a week or two as well.
Yeah, look, we covered a bit of this on Sunday night because we kind of saw the writing on the wall, didn't we? But I think you nailed it the best when you had your opinion there. And he's become the scapegoat. There's so many players in that team calling for the ball and demanding the ball. You got Cook going from dummy half all the time. You got Murray getting into first receiver, Latrell demanding the ball, Cody Walker demanding the ball. With Whiten, sorry, I can't say his name properly anymore because I call him Jack Byton all the time. With him coming back into the team, he's going to demand ball as well. So he's not able to play the role as a natural 7 and actually control that team. Whether that will come now with Cody Walker and Whiten in the halves, I'm not sure. Look, for me, I think it's a no-brainer to get Whiten into the halves. I believe Cody Walker should have been dropped. I said that last year when they signed Whiten. I think Cody Walker's time is almost up in the NRL. He'll be off to the league. But like I said,
do you think Whiten's in the halves?
I haven't even looked at the teams. Is he named in halves?
No, he's named at centre. It's Dean Hawkins will be halfback.
No, Whiten will be 5.
Whiten
will be 5. Cody Walker will be 7.
I reckon they'll leave Whiten at centre at the moment just because their backline is seriously struggling the way it is. So I think they need to put some bit of talent in that backline at the moment.
You've just underlined exactly what I said, though. It's the exact same problem. Now you got a bloke who's played 5'8" and ran his team at Canberra, played Origin, demanding more ball. So Dean Hawkins does come in and play 7, a young hooker, young halfback. He's not going to get the ball either. He's not going to be able to control the team.
Do we honestly buy the whole Cody Reynolds to halfback situation, though? Because from what I've seen so far, if I'm being 100% brutally honest, he has been nothing but horrible this year already, shown nothing. And to be fair, he should have stepped up and helped Ilias, not just this year, but at the back end of last year as well. He should be the main playmaker, and he hasn't done that yet. So I don't think nothing would change with him being 7. He'd still probably sook and throw the toys out of the cot when things don't go his way. And if he's doing that at 7, where he's the main chief playmaker, I just feel like that's a worse situation South Sydney are now getting themselves in.
Cody played a bit of
football. Spotlight would be on him more if he was on the 7 as well. And if he did play the way that he is at 6, there'd be more people knocking down the door saying, get rid of him. I can't remember who it was that was saying it, but it was on either Fox Sports or 360. And it was around Ilias being the scapegoat. And it's taken the pressure away from the forwards that are defending around him and how they have not stepped up at all this year either. And that this poor bloke's the one that's getting all these defensive reads wrong. But when you look at the blokes playing outside of him, they're pretty rubbish as well at the moment. So what he's done is taken the spotlight off them. And it's going to happen again. But I agree with Adam. I think Whiten will be in that 6 jersey, even though it might not be on his back. 360 last
It
night.
wasn't
Thanks, man.
No, hang on. It wasn't on that. It was on the Sunday night review with Adam and Joel, League of Inches, where you actually said the forward
Yeah, we
pack
do it
is
first.
letting South Sydney down a lot. So they've all copied us, guys.
That's
So
who it
hang on a
was.
second. Give us some credit.
That's who it was.
Mika, you can't do much as a playmaker when your forwards continually get bashed, can you, though? Like, their prop forwards are horrendous at the moment.
Yeah, football's still a very simple game. Your forwards need to get you on the front foot for your halves to be able to create space for your backs, and that's why the Dogs struggle too. I don't really know. He has been made the scapegoat, whether it's right or wrong or not. He hasn't really been playing that strong that he would demand to keep his position if they've got someone that they think can do a better job. And he hasn't really done much there in his time. Like, I know he had big shoes to fill, but I don't think I've ever really seen him stand up, grab the game and say, right, Latrell, and get over there and run this line. And Cody, get to, like, he's had plenty of time to do that. So, I mean, he's on a lot less money than those other big names. They were always going to drop him first before they made some other changes, weren't they? Despite what we think of Walker's form, which also I think has been pretty lackluster.
Can we go back?
Adam looks like
Yeah, can we just go back a little bit? Just to the Cody Walker not being a 7 comment. There's a lot of players in different teams where you can clearly see a difference between a 7 and a 6. Cody played a lot of 7 throughout when he was like, I've got a lot of respect for Cody for the way he made it into the NRL. It was pretty much all over. He was going to sign for Maitland, then he went to the Queensland Cup, then New South Wales Cup, won an Aboriginal knockout, got recognised through that and got another offer. So he played 7 a lot then. So he's definitely capable of playing 7. I just don't think he's had to play all 7.
Do we think Whiten's a 6? Does anyone else? I've never really thought Whiten was a 6. Does anyone else think that?
Everyone who picked New South Wales Origin sides thought he was a 6.
Yeah, well, that's not saying much though.
He's
I just don't think
he's not a 3. He's not defensively a centre. He's going to struggle defensively in the centres.
His kicking game's terrible for a half.
he's a running 5'8".
Yeah.
He's currently a centre. That's his best position. So, but it's just up to South Sydney to get him quality ball to actually reap the benefits of what Whiten can actually do with a little bit of time and space. But just on Ilias, the last one thing I want to say on him, and if Brathan has to ever listens to this, I'm sure he will. He was obviously copying what we're saying for the NRL 360 content, so he's clearly a keen listener. I would get Lachlan Ilias out of South Sydney ASAP because I just think he's not going to grow there. Clearly, Cook, Latrell, Cody Walker, maybe even Hawkins now as well. You got Cam Murray, you got the like. They're all above him. They'll always have preferred say in this team. He will not ever be able to play a natural 7 role there. If he's better at playing that traditional 7, he gets to control things, he needs to go to another club. And dare I say it, I'll jump on Adam's bandwagon here. He'll do in the world of good to go over to Super League for 2-3 years, get some confidence back, and then come back over once he's got some confidence in his legs and his kicking game and his ball playing, his natural skills, come back and then take over a team and go from that.
That worked really well for Jackson Hastings. He went across to the Super League, come back to the Knights, won 10 in a row, now finds himself in reserve grade. So he could take a leaf out of his book.
I didn't mention it this time.
He did have some time at the Tigers.
Let's not talk
That
about
worked
that.
well.
That bloody
Talking about the Tigers, what a segue.
Same old Tigers.
They've dropped Sullivan after one game, put him on the bench and put Caesar into halfback to partnering with the young gun sensation, Lockie Galvin, who I thought was sensational on the weekend. Goodness me, if I didn't want to say anything else, I'd just say give him the keys to the castle and let him do his thing. But what do we think there, boys? It's sort of a much for muchness. Sullivan, I thought, was really poor. I go back to the Tigers. I just scratch my head. What the hell did they even do signing the bloke? It wasn't someone they needed. Sullivan, they paid him he's on 800,000 something there at the Tigers now, and he's sitting on the bench. He did nothing at all in the preseason, the trials, did nothing on the weekend. What a waste of money, and it's just typical Tigers.
Same old Tigers.
Mika, go Jez. Go, Jez.
Oh, I had nothing else to add there. I just think Caesar's probably the better option out of those two. But it just reeks of Tigers. Like, what else do you expect? Their coach doesn't arrive at training at 4 a.m. So, of course, they're not going to do well.
Are we seeing a pattern here? Like, Caesar went to the
Tigers
Super
are
League.
shit. Yes.
Caesar's come back to Season's come back to the Tigers. Like Hastings, so Caesar could be in for a good run next year. Let's just say that.
How many in a row?
I can't say it. I've used my one.
Me either.
To be fair, Caesar's a better game manager than Sullivan is, so that might help the Tigers. In a way, he just needs to be on there and basically directing the troops. So that's probably a fair reason why it's happened. It just sort of the bigger thing for me in this situation is it just identifies to me why the hell did they sign Sullivan? There is literally no need at all to do it,
especially on that money.
I'll have a sensible say now. They had two very inexperienced young halves there. If you look through the Tigers team, that counts. If you look through the Tigers team, it's besides Appy Coruscant, it's quite an inexperienced spine. You've got Buller at fullback in his second year. You got obviously Galvin's in his first year. You had Sullivan there. How many years has he played for the Dragons? Only a couple. Hasn't been that many. And it's not like he's really been the controlling half there. And then you've got Fanua Poole, who's only played 35 games. So besides Appy Coruscant, there wasn't a lot of experience there. So they probably needed to bring Caesar in. Obviously he's been over there controlling teams in the Super League. Took Canberra to a grand final when he was last year. It's a bit of experience. It's probably what they need.
Yeah, no, I agree. The last one is Sua Wong at the Sydney Roosters. They dropped the Wong bloke, no doubt about it, Jez. What do you mean? You're on another say, Mika?
Nah, it's all right. I didn't have too much to say. You all covered it. Experience, that's why they've done it. Carry on.
I'll throw on to you first for this one. So Sua Wong for mine, up-and-coming edge back row for the Sydney Roosters. If you didn't know him, I thought has been quite good without being sensational for the Roosters so far this year, but none of the forward pack has been able to play consistent minutes. It's just been a big, massive merry-go-round this year so far, which I think we all kind of predicted with that talent that's there, the depth that's there. I just don't know how they dropped this bloke already when in the off-season and all the talk, and he was probably arguably one of their best players last year with that run into the finals. I scratch my head for it. I know Trent Robinson is a great coach. He's done some wonderful things at that club, but this one's just got me going. What is he thinking? Mika?
Yeah, I don't know either. There's been a lot of talk about him, and I think I saw. I didn't watch much of the Roosters game this weekend, but in the trials, I saw him trial well. So I don't know what he's thinking. I bet their pack was manhandled by Manly's pack on the weekend of what I did see, and Manly's pack are not like. It's not like they're full of world beaters. They were just good, hard, played through the middle. Like every pack should, and it was odd to see the Roosters pack get tumbled like that. So I don't know, maybe just because he's the youngest bloke in there, that's what he's thinking. It's easier to drop him than someone like Hargraves or someone else.
Jez, just how Wong did they get it?
I think they've got it very Wong on both accounts. No, I think Michael probably hit the nail on the head there. It's all around that experience. And if you're not going to drop Jared Warrior has grazers, but I think they're looking for desperate change because Manly smashed them. Manly were really impressive, and it annoys me to say this, but I quite enjoy watching Manly play at the moment. The way they're going about their business, and I thoroughly enjoy watching Luke Brooks enjoy his rugby league finally.
Yep. I agree with that one, unfortunately. Adam, I'm skipping you for this one. You can start us off with the next one.
Michael's shaking his head. He doesn't like people having fun playing rugby league.
I've got a good one.
No, can I have a quick comment on that? Look, I think it's good that he's doing well, but I think the amount of praise he's getting is a little over the top, considering that they have had to dumb his game down massively for him to do well. It's just catch the ball and run, Luke. And we
praise him up.
Wait,
praise him up. Put the pressure on him this week. Praise him up.
Stop. Let me finish. And it's like we've instantly forgot that he took $1 million off a year off the Tigers for so long for doing nothing. Like, he's doing well. It's good to see him do well.
Whoa.
Jerome Luai can catch the ball and run.
You've opened something now. We're getting into debate mode. You're off your head. Respectfully, you are having one too many beers tonight.
I was going to say, get him a barbecue and tell him to shut up.
Mate, it's not his fault what the Tigers wanted to pay him to keep him there. He was wanted to leave multiple times, and they gave him that sort of money to stay and do. Like that forward pack they had for a lot of those years was horrible. And you literally just said yourself, you can't do anything as a playmaker when your forwards are getting bashed.
Doesn't
He's
change
been
the fact
there.
that he did it though. Doesn't change the fact that he did it.
What do you expect him to do though?
Yeah, I guess I would have done the same thing. But anyway,
And
my other point,
this
my other
is-
point was the major point: the fact that we have dumbed his game down so much. Of course, he's going to do well. Any number 6 can
Now
catch
you're
the ball and
making-
run.
Now you're making
I've-
us look bad because we've actually got him first in our League of Inches Player of the Year rankings at the moment. So he's leading the way.
Not
So
for
we're all
me.
about him. But that's smart. That is smart though, because he's doing
It
his
is.
strongest part of his game, which is his running factor.
It
And that was
absolutely
the
is.
best thing for Manly to do.
Why couldn't
And
the
then I-
Tigers do that?
How
And when
did-
he went there, I
That's
knew
the-
that was going to happen, but it's like people have forgotten that. Like, awesome, he's doing well. It's good to see him happy. It's good to see him not getting hammered every week by the media and stuff. And he's got DC. Like, we all knew that would happen, but I just don't want that point forgotten. It's not like he's doing the amazing things that DC is for that team.
How do we
Not
get
like Luai. We
talking
bagged
about
Luai.
My
do
point
we
was
get
that
from-
it's nice seeing him enjoy his footy. That was my comment.
Can we go back? Can we go back to Wong?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the one
Maybe I
bloke.
missed that.
I just want to say back to Wong. They've absolutely butchered it. If anyone's seen the team list, they'll get that. Yeah.
I know.
you.
I get. Is that all you wanted to come in and say from that nice, healthy debate to that shit?
I don't want to see my
I
brother.
need a,
fighting
I need
with
a
everyone.
slow clap button. I really do for Adam.
Yeah, Mickens had a go at Jez, had a go at me. You're next, Adam. So this show hasn't finished
start
yet.
ducking.
You're on the chopping block.
No, I will say, obviously Hargrave started on the bench last week, but as was touched on, they did get dominated. So I guess the smart coaches in rugby league and the experienced coaches and the ones that think long term don't want to burn out a young player. I know there's not a lot of coaches like that, but I think Trent Robinson, that's what he'll be doing in this situation. Look, they're going to beat South Sydney quite comfortably. Quite comfortably,
We'll get
I
on
think.
to
Heard it here
on
first. Heard it here first.
Friday night. So they might as well give him a bit of a rest and freshen him up before they have a really big game the week after against Penrith.
Yep. Talking about South Sydney, we're going back to them, unfortunately, for South Sydney fans. Get involved. Have your say on this one. We haven't got to touch this yet. We didn't really say much on the Sunday show, so the boys are going to crack into it here. Latrell Mitchell, that Triple M
I'll get the
interview,
button
we
ready.
all heard it. Welcome, Andrew. Welcome. I thought you were a passionate fan of us in the Talking Para podcast. How dare you not watch the first 30 minutes of this show? But yeah, Latrell Mitchell, beep, 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 beep. That interview was disgraceful. There's no sure. Look, the way afterwards, he actually said he didn't care, whatever it is, play on, go move on with it. Adam, you sort of started to have a say on this just earlier. You can start off here and go wherever you want to go with this.
I just haven't got much else to say. I've kind of touched on it. Like, I want to like the bloke. I love what he can do on the field when he implies himself. I know how passionate he is off it. And, like, I don't want to see him carry on like a flog, because the more he carries on like a flog, the more people are going to hate him. And we know the more people hate him, the more it's going to turn into something else. So pull your head in, Latrell. It's as simple as that. Act better. You're a role model. You can't turn around and bag a bloke out a couple of weeks ago. Or I know it was worse, obviously, what Spencer did, but you called him out for something that's not, doesn't need to be in the game. And you carry on like an idiot that's saying doesn't need to be in the game.
Jez?
Yeah, I'm just I was looking at my picture here. It's extremely windy at the moment, so that's why I'm very I'm in a strobe.
I was going
This
to
is fun.
say. you're-
Still sound crisp though, so that's okay. I agree with Adam. You've got to remember that you are a professional. There are peers listening to your post games. I know people were coming out and going, well, he was still high on the emotion of the game and he was disappointed of the performance. No, he wasn't. He spoke about how amazing he was because he scored that try at the end and just decided to throw a whole lot of F-bombs in there. So if you're telling me that he was still disappointed from the loss or hyped up on what was going on, you're wrong. It's just him showing that he doesn't care. He's trying to make a point to the NRL or whoever it is that maybe had a go at him. I'm the same with Adam. I want to like the bloke. I really do. He's a great rugby league player, but he's falling down that line of, you're a flog. And it's so hard when people do that, especially when they're so damn talented, because you want to like them.
Nozza, you did come up with some points there I do want to talk about, but I'll go to Mika first before I get stuck into those two comments. Appreciate you throwing them in. Mika, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it reminds me years ago I heard someone call in a 2UE continuous call team, Ray Hadley, and that was a mum who was sitting
so
on the
good.
sidelines, and she was blowing up about rugby league players swearing on the field, and Ray Hadley ripped into her, and he said, "Oh, like you hit yourself with a nail. You don't just sit there and go, oh, like these blokes, blah blah blah," and he pretty much hung up on her. While I think like swearing at rugby league, you are going to hear it. You're going to hear it on the field. I don't really have an issue with swearing myself in a lot of contexts, but what he did was so wrong. Like the way he knew what he was doing. Like I know that Adam's talked about how we shouldn't be interviewing players as soon as they come off the field because they're caught up on emotions, and
That was Jeremy.
Was it? I thought it was. Oh, okay. I actually agree with that. I think there needs to be. I think there needs to be a bit of. Yeah, I think there needs to be a bit of time before you stick a mic in front of him. But that was all show. So I thought that was pretty wrong, and I thought the fact that he didn't apologise straight up was also pretty wrong.
I just want to highlight too before you go into Joel, like footy culture, obviously swearing is a thing. So no one's denying that players are going to swear. Like, I went and played beach rugby, as we saw from that wonderful highlights package, and then spent the night with the missus. And she said, you sound grubby every second word out of your mouth, because when you're around footy, people obviously get used to it. So maybe in the heat of the game and there was a lot of swearing on the field, he's come off, and for some reason a bloke who's played 200 first grade games has forgot where he was. But like I said, own it. Move on.
He was swearing and carrying on about his 100th try or whatever it was. Like,
I reckon that's the worst point.
It was just gloating how amazing he was. Like, come off it.
He's got a hidden agenda here because he's done so many interviews in the past where he's been clean, nothing's been controversially said. It is conveniently after the big week that was, and he was a massive focal point of that. He obviously then got into the biff with Mundine and stuff as well. It's been a big week for Latrell. I think there was a bit of a message there behind that to the NRL, a bit of a up yours. I don't think he's happy with the suspension of Spencer. I don't think a lot of people in the game are. Behind the scenes, they wanted longer. And that was him sort of having a go, saying, I'll dare you to come out and do something to me. So I think that's pretty childish in a way. I think it's time to move on from that. It was done. Move on with that one. But the thing for mine that I don't get, like I'm with everyone. I don't care about the swearing. Like that is fine. Everyone does it. It's natural. We do it on this show. You get carried away at times. It's passionate. It's the way it is. But he's supposed to be one of the leaders at that club, if not the main guy at the club. And you just got beat in a game that none of your players turned up for. The scoreline absolutely flattered you guys against the Broncos. They left about 3 or 4 easy tries out there. It could have been a huge blowout and just been absolutely embarrassing for your club. And you're there carrying on about your 100th try. I've never heard a player before mention the 100th try thing in an interview or something after they've achieved it. High five. Let's everyone just on air high five. Let's get into it. But I don't get that part of things. And I think Latrell needs to know better. And that's it. I know a lot of people say they don't care about swearing anymore, and myself included, but the players are, whether they like it or not, and so many more are coming out and saying it now, they are role models. Whether your kids are asleep or not, they'll some point hear that interview, listen to it, because social media is that powerful these days. I didn't hear the interview first up. I wasn't listening to Triple M, but I knew about it Saturday morning because it all went around and it was still floating around. Still today, there's still stuff about it. So it will easily get around, and the players need to be better. Like this day and age, it's not how we used to watch rugby league. It's not the old culture. Players need to be better. You get the pay packet. You want to be in the headlines. You want to be on that field in front of 40, 50,000 and the millions watching. This is the stuff you've got to be better at. Like if you don't want the career, you don't want the job, don't do it. There's other jobs out there for you. Be better. Be that person in an NRL player. This is your profession. This is what you're doing. So stick to the rules. Sorry, Jez, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I have something I'd like to put in the bin, and it's halftime interviews as they're walking off the field. If there was ever a time to
Oh,
be caught
yuck.
up in the game and forget where you are, it's the halftime interview. Yet they still seem to have some composure there where they don't have to let out all the swears. But I can't stand the halftime interview. 9 times out of 10, they don't want to do it. And the questioning just doesn't offer anything to the viewer. It's like, oh, good half. Yeah, we are playing well. We're winning at the moment.
Can
Cool.
we
Thanks.
add,
Back to you.
can we add to that? Can we add while we're putting stuff in the bin? Can we
Yeah,
add
what else?
the pre-game coach interview during Origin with Brad Fittler?
Oh,
Because it is one of the dumbest things
mid-game?
you'll ever say. Mid-game.
The
Yep.
mid-game cross?
Mid-game, yeah.
Put that in
Yeah,
the bin.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Henry Perinara, 9.5 in the bin.
Just to quickly break this up, Adam, do you want to address some rumors live on this show from last week? Andrew has mentioned the comment. Was it date night last week? Can you actually clarify this for everyone out there?
Well, as you can see, I was a bit sweaty when I sent that photo through. So what I can confirm to you guys is I didn't touch Michael's drum kit. I was watching Cops. That's why I was a bit sweaty. No, what I was doing, yeah, that one, and it's back. And this is why I'm wearing a hat. Fine. Look, I went to a trivia night, guys. Went to a trivia night. It was a one-off. I know the show wasn't the same without me, so thanks to the fans for coming back and giving it another chance. I believe it was the lowest rated show ever. And look, I just want to clarify. I hope everyone found their seats okay for tonight's show, because if not, I've got a bloke who will yell at you to find your seats.
All right, let's preview a couple of the games quickly. The grand final rematch, the first one tomorrow night, the Penrith Panthers up against the Brisbane Broncos. I want to ask you boys first off, before you give me your predictions and who's going to win this one, who's the bigger loss, do you think? James Fisher-Harris or Payne Haas? Mika, I'll start with you.
Oh, geez, that's a good question. I'd say Payne Haas because he means more to that Brisbane team. I think Penrith can still do it without Fisher-Harris.
Yeah, no Payne in the Haas, no Broncos. That's the bigger loss, I reckon.
Adam, you agree?
Yeah, Haas, Brisbane, done. Penrith by plenty.
Yeah. Well,
Next.
you've said your prediction, Jez. You've got that, and everyone's gone that. I'll go Penrith. I still think this will be a bit of a battle. I'm not going to say they'll do an absolute bloodbath on the Broncos, but I definitely see Penrith winning this one. The Roosters versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So
Can we go back? You've skipped over that game way too quickly for a grand final rematch. Okay,
right, off you go.
I'm going to give you an interesting.
You just said let's go. You wanted to move on.
I'm going to give you an
Strap yourself
interesting stat on grand final rematches. In 80% of circumstances, the team that lost the grand final wins the grand final rematch. So there's a bit of a fun fact for you. I just made that up. But but I got yours. No, but look, it's beginning. I just want to give myself a bit of a pat on the back here. But the Adam Reynolds, I know we shouldn't be praising injuries of player, but what I said would happen has happened. Jock Madden gets the opportunity, as I did predict. He will step up, but it's a tough ask for him against a Penrith team who I guess didn't find their form last week. They weren't that wonderful. They had it, as Ivan Cleary said, they got a bit lucky with that game, but Penrith will fly this week. The fact that Penrith have obviously lost the first game, won last week, didn't play that great. They'll fly this week against a struggling, short on numbers Brisbane team, and I think it'll actually be a bit of a blowout. I've actually got Penrith about, I'm going to say 30 plus without scoring 50, because Brisbane season would be over.
Wow. I'll tell you what, those super coaches out there, Nathan Cleary could be a sneaky captaincy option this week. That could just be put your C on him and off you go. Adam is big on Supercoach at the moment because he's actually doing well.
I'm going better than
and
anyone
you know
else.
what they say? The only ones doing good in Supercoach so far this year are the ones that actually have no idea about Supercoach. So well done, Adam. Cheering for you. Are we allowed to move on from this game yet, or you still got some points
I've got a stat.
Okay.
I've gone all the way back to 2002, and I had to go all the way to round 14 when Newcastle played Parramatta. Scoreline? Prediction, anyone?
What was it again? Sorry, I was too busy
02.
laughing.
Parramatta
Was in 02?
average. So Newcastle won.
I've already
They
won the
did.
trivia.
Yeah, 50 points to 6.
No, the Knights did have 3 consecutive games of putting 50 on the opponent, but it was 28-14. So, Adam, there's your... It could still fall within your 80%, though.
He's saying that's the last time a team won.
No, I just went to 2002 because that was
Oh.
obviously Knights Parramatta. I was just
You know what?
fact-checking your
You know what,
stat.
Martin Brothers?
You could have gone
Martin
to
Brothers, after
hang on.
that...
You could have gone to
hang
Parramatta.
on.
You
After
could have gone
that...
to Parramatta beating Penrith last year.
Didn't want to.
Righto.
Hang on, Martin Brothers. After that piece of garbage stat from Jez, he wants to have a go at our Eels. You can both have an open slather for the next 10 minutes on Knights Slanderer Fest. So go for gold, boys. You're rehired again for another episode. Jez, you're on the chopping block this next 10 minutes. Roosters versus South Sydney. The tradition is back. It's been, I tell you what, this has been a bit of a under the, I don't know what the right word is. It's sort of meh this year. Normally, I'm really keen for these games. It's sort of like you get the build up, you get real keen for it. I've hardly heard boo about this week, and I kind of forgot in a way until I wrote these questions up that it was actually even on this weekend. So credit first of all, Jared Hargraves, 300th game in the NRL. I think huge credit to him for that. I know a lot of people think he's an absolute grub and they hate playing against him, hate watching him against their teams, but credit someone who's in the middle, plays the way he does to reach 300 games, considering he's probably been suspended for like 50 games or something. He could be up to almost 400 by now. Yeah. You never know. So
good maths, Joel. That's great maths.
Oh, well, you know what I mean. It's like 50 plus. Oh, who knows? Now you go, Adam. You can go this one. Lead the way you want to go. If you want to take, you know what, Jez, go back at him. Actually.
What do I do?
Who gets this win and why?
Is this Roosters
Mika,
South?
Sort of. Yeah, Roosters South. Mika, sort us out. Get onto it.
Roosters.
Any reasons why?
Well, just on form, I think the Roosters were beat last week, but they still were in that game for a lot of it. I think Souths are still finding their way, and with a shuffle in the halves, Roosters.
Oh, can someone put that last comment from Andrew?
Do I have to be here? Do I have to be here?
There's no massage and swim.
Here?
Massage and swim.
It's only massage and swim, isn't it? I'm out. I can go home. Roosters. I agree with Mika. Roosters. They seem to be in a bit better form at the moment, and nobody likes Souths.
Adam, you know what? This is one of those games I could actually see South Sydney just coming out and winning somehow. With all the talk that's been going on about him, everyone's written them off. Everyone's saying the Roosters are guarantees, basically, are morals. Do you buy into it? Do you reckon South can get this done, or you're in the Roosters camp?
I think you need to stop hanging out in toilets with Kalen Ponga because you are talking shit. Look, I've got the Roosters 13 plus. It's as simple as that. I think South Sydney, there's a lot bigger problems at South Sydney than their football at the moment. They just need to change things up, and I don't mean they need to change things up with their coach or their players. Just their general play is not working. It's not entertaining. It's not the South Sydney we saw at the start of last year. I think the Roosters, who were pretty disappointing last week, will get themselves up for Jared Hargraves' 300th game and 50 suspended, so 350 potential. So, yeah, look, they'll get him up, and I think, I'm actually going a few blowouts this weekend, in case you can't tell. So 13 plus Roosters, at least.
We have been able to tell so far. You're going 30 plus and 13 plus. That generally means blowouts. So we are buying what you're putting down.
Like
so,
Adam's undies after a cheesecake. Blowouts.
I've got the Warriors 30 plus. I've got the Warriors 30 plus too. If you want to jump on that one.
Guys, we're up to our last game here. So get your questions in. We'll spend 5 or so minutes on some questions at the end of the show. Parramatta, here we go again. Manly and Para at CommBank Stadium. Cannot wait for this one. Two arch rivals tearing each other apart, both in pretty good form. I know, yes, Para did lose last week, but they did still play some pretty good football. Just looking forward to seeing what both these teams do. I'm very scared as a Para fan about Turbo. He's sort of just been plodding along, doing what he needs to do. I feel like this could be a game where he does explode. Very, very cautious about that. But who do we got in this one? Jez, the neutral, I will go to you first.
Tough pickings. Tough pickings. I still am a big fan of Parramatta's spine, though it hurts me to say. But I have really enjoyed watching Manly play recently, just as a team in general. So I think it's going to be definitely close. But I've got Manly no more than 6 though. It's going to be a good game.
Mika?
Yeah, I'm actually a bit worried about this game because of the forward pack and the way they played last week. I just think they'll aim up again, and I think there's still questions about with what Arthur's doing with his bench time and things like that. It's at Combank though, so look, it's going to be close. I'm like Jez, it's going to be 6 points kind of close, and I think I'll probably tip Parramatta just because of that Combank thing, but I'm pretty worried about it, to be honest.
I'm feeling you a little bit, actually. Adam, how are you looking?
I've got Parramatta 13 plus. No, I'm just joking.
Blowout.
Look, no. I've already spoke about this game, but I'll go through it quickly once again. It's Parramatta getting beat last week by the Panthers, obviously, in the circumstances, obviously going to put some fire as well. Manly been playing great, there's no doubt. But the Roosters were terrible last week. There's no doubt about that. And South Sydney fell away from that game. And South Sydney had Manly over there early on in Vegas. Like I said, you can't really take the Vegas form really into it. Manly on a turnaround, obviously 7 days, Parramatta with a 9-day turnaround based on Manly still going to have Vegas will have a massive impact. But what I think it's going to come down to, everyone keeps saying it's going to come down to halves, it's going to come down to forwards. It's going to come to how well Parramatta and Clint Gutherson can cover the Manly edges. Manly have picked Parramatta apart at the edges, whether we've won or lost. Doesn't matter what's happened. They've always scored easy tries down the edges. Gutho is one of those players, every time he plays against his old team, always tries to step up, always tries to probably overdo it. He needs to cover defensively. If he can cover defensively, Parramatta find a way to win this game.
I think Manly's left edge is their best edge, and I think currently Parramatta's right edge is their best at defending, so it should be hopefully not as easy as it has been in the past.
Did you come up with that one yourself? Or did you?
I know you've said it, but I actually did. I've commented on how Penasini and Russell are going many more times before you said that.
Can we segue quickly, Joel? Please say, yep. I'm just going to give my multi of the week while betting's been brought up. We're leaving that game out. I've got Penrith 13 plus into the Roosters 13 plus into Cronulla 13 plus into the Warriors 13 plus. There's been some pretty close games in the first couple of weeks, and it's time. It's time for some blowouts. So for a lazy $5 with our good friends at Sportsbet, hoping to sponsor us one day and get us to Vegas next year, it's $38.15. So for a lazy $5 with a power play, because you get a power play, guys, don't forget that, $230.09. You win some, you lose most.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah, gamble responsibly. What could you really be doing
responsibly
with that? All right, couple of questions, guys. Get them in. Actually, first of all, I'll be tipping Parramatta by 1 in a very, very close one. But what? No way. Am I?
It's right, you're back.
Am I back? Yeah, thank you. So first one, Andrew, can I ask what flavor ice cream is everyone's go-to? Well, where do we start here? Adam, tell us what ice cream you love.
Going in or coming out?
I know where you're going with this. You're
going in or coming out?
I was just going to go with the Neapolitan. No, I'm not going to say it. I can't say it. Me and ice cream aren't friends, guys. I'm just putting that out there, so it's probably not a great question. Jeremy also not great friends with ice cream. If you want to be warm at night, feed us ice cream. I'll say that much. But
chocolate or banana or both together. That's the run.
It's a very hard question. It's a very hard question because where are we getting this ice cream from, Andrew? I want more details because if I'm getting
it's soft and fluffy.
If I'm getting it out of if I'm getting it out of a packet from Coles, I'm definitely grabbing lately.
Yeah, it's a supermarket run.
No, I don't want to.
Not Cold Rock. What about Cold Rock?
Cold Rock, I'm getting Milo. But if I'm going somewhere fancier, I'm getting the Dela Cruz or whatever it is, which is pretty much cream caramel. It's like the they get the caramel, like condensed milk can turn into caramel. It's fucking brilliant.
All right, you ready? You ready for this? Supermarket run. It is the Magnum in the tub, the one that you have to crack because it has the chocolate on the outside. They are red hot. Oh, hey.
How did that happen?
That's because I did.
It happens at the end every time. I don't know.
How
What
come it
And,
doesn't work for me?
If we are going cold rock, it is bubblegum ice cream with Malteser mix in. Yum, yum, yum. But if we're going to an ice creamery, it is choc mint in a waffle cone. Thank you very much.
He loves a waffle cone. He does love a waffle cone. So when you
can't-
go to, when you go to Cold Rock and get your blue ice cream, what do you get for your kid? Like getting the kids' flavors.
I do get a kiddies too.
Oh,
Go on, Joel.
haven't-
What do you got?
You haven't got an iPhone, Michael. It won't work. All right.
I've-
Stop.
I probably just the Magnum Egos. I don't mind those. They go down quite well. So I'll give my thumbs up to that one. At the old ice creamery is probably like a nice one of those like gooey sort of caramel ones with I think it's a toffee inside them or something. Smashed one of those. They're quite good. Jezzy's at a rave. Jezzy's ready to just party on. But that's it. Like last week, we were inundated with questions. It was a fiery episode. It was good fun. This week, just the one. We just want to know about ice cream. So salted caramel, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Can we give Andrew? Can we give Andrew a chance to ask another question? That was an absolute clanger.
Yeah, go
Magnum.
one more, Andrew.
There you
Oh,
go.
hang on. Look out.
Can
We've got
actually-
one.
Can we, before we go to that one, there was one earlier you missed. Can we just go back to the Lomax
Okay.
question? Because the Lomax question keeps coming. I've got some breaking news that come through to me today
Oh, here we
from-
go.
from Josh, and I don't know how reliable Josh is besides making us laugh on camera, but he has told me from a reliable source being himself that apparently Zach Lomax does not follow the St. George Illawarra Dragons on Instagram anymore. You know what that means, guys? It could be over. It could be over. So I'm hearing on the Rumourville, first of all, round 4 potential for that to be the case of him coming to Parramatta after round 4. But the other room I'm hearing while they just go on player transfers, because it gets that player transfer time of year, is apparently Hayes Perham back to Parramatta as cover for something. I don't know why.
No, thank you. He has done
Oh.
nothing. But anyway, let's get back on to this one. Oh, wait, not League of Calories. It just quickly changed. Would you like Parra to make a play for the May brothers? Well, I have a feeling Terrell's already been locked down by the Roosters, but definitely Taylor. I think we mentioned it last night in the Talking Parra one that I brought this one up. I actually wouldn't mind it at all. I think Talon's a great player. So, I mean, if they don't get Lomax, I think Talon is next cab off the rank and someone they should go after.
I believe Penrith offered him a $1.5 million 3-year deal or something today. It's been tabled for Talon. Yeah, 1.5 3-year deal or something like that. So,
Still hasn't taken it.
yeah, that was today. I don't think he has to accept it in one day. I think he's
Oh,
got
then this is. Oh, I thought you meant this is what they've offered him.
no, they've offered just Talon. So,
All right, I've got 2 questions to go. We're done here. So, Andrew, one more. Does pineapple belong on pizza? I am a firm no on this. That is putrid. Mika
No.
is a no. Jez, no. Adam would be a yes, and he's just one of those people.
I add
You can just tell-
I add pineapple to pizza, like a meat pizza with pineapple.
You're a fuckwit.
That is disgusting.
But
And the last
whoever-
one,
Whoever has got into my son's head about this may add down there. He will not think about pineapple. He will throw the pizza away if there's pineapple on it.
Yeah,
So
good on him.
so would
Good
I.
boy.
Good on him.
absolute
Good boy.
disgrace.
I'm not a kid, no one. Last one, a guy called Jeremy Johns. I wonder if he's related to the Andrew Johns or Matthew Johns family. Really cool Christmases if he is. When should you embrace it and shave your head? Asking for a friend. So, Adam, do you want to answer this one for us?
Yeah, I've been trying to convince my brother for a while to let it go. But he just
I
covers
shave my head all the time, you flip.
covers up with a hat. Look, I've actually got a perfect lock of hair on here, so I wouldn't know. Josh, I think that's actually a question for you in the comments if you want to answer that one. Oh, 'cause I like-
disgusting.
No,
Mika, do you want to go back on that one and just when do
Yeah,
you think
I've
it's
been-
time to embrace it and chop it off?
I've been shaving it for years on and off. I just when you
We're talking about
having
your
a
head.
shave-
We're talking about your
yeah
head.
when
Yeah.
you're having a shave in the bathroom and the light starts showing your skull through your hair, that's when I went, yep, it's time to go, and I started shaving it.
You try and put a
Jez-
mohawk in every now and then. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's just because I'm an enigma. You know, some birds aren't meant to be caged.
Can I just make one more point here? Back to Andrew, because Andrew's coming in hard in the comments in the last game. He's dropping Ashley and Martin things and everything like that.
He's that
And-
you.
Andrew, no, I wasn't even on the podcast when he dropped that, was I? Andrew, what's going on, mate? Like, is there problems? Like, your performance is not okay or something? Like, because I know you mentioned Ashley and Martin. We can get Pilot on board. Pilot do hair and other problems. So if we get
the
them on
blue
board,
pill.
yeah, we'll send you out one of them as well, Andrew, just to help you out.
Just quickly, Jez, on that Jeremy bloke, do you mind answering his question? Seems like a really
Well, first
good
off, he sounds like a flog, and I wouldn't give him any more airtime. But I think once you start parting the seas past about here, I think it's probably time to just whip it off. Just yeah, about that far. I reckon it's time just to shave it off and invest in some really good FPS 50 for your noggin.
I got a hot tip
last
too.
one because it's okay. Go.
When you shave it, I get a 2, but I make it go to a 1 so that when it grows, like as around here, so when it grows back, it doesn't all blow back like a big puff ball. So don't just get a 2 or a 3. Make sure you
I'm
start
talking
something
razor.
and shut it down.
No. I'm talking razor.
All the way.
Bowl.
All the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
I don't
do
know
the-
about
I just do
that.
the 2.
Fuck, we've gone off tonight, eh? We've just gone everywhere.
Yeah,
Like-
last one because this is finally coming. What about pineapple on a burger then?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
reckons this isn't as controversial as a pizza one, but
Yeah.
I'm still an absolute firm no. Disgusting.
No, it's a works burger.
100%.
Absolutely.
Works burger with pineapple. If it doesn't have, it's called a super works, actually, if you want to get technical.
Beetroot's what
Yes.
makes it a works burger.
I know my
Oh,
burgers.
beetroot, 100%,
Beetroot's gross.
100%.
I'd say beetroot off
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
The only
5-year
time you should have
vegetarian over
pineapple-
here saying it does belong on a burger.
Only time you should have pineapple is in juice form mixed with vodka.
Does your wife have that as well, or?
She does.
She has what comes after.
Well, thank you everyone for having
Lucky it's late.
taking your time with us at League of
I shouldn't have
Inches.
said
If
that.
you
I
haven't
like
already, make
Kira.
sure
She's
you-
awesome.
You like and subscribe.
She is
Obviously,
awesome.
YouTube goes a long way. We appreciate everyone's support being with us again. We'll be back next Wednesday, same
No, we
time, same
won't.
place.
No, we won't.
Maybe not. But yeah, thank you, and we will see you next week.